All right, hello everyone, and we are here tonight to talk about Elena, the new character on Global, who's come with a weapon, a vision card, and is kind of made at least, well, probably some people forget that Velm was also a character, or Vern if you prefer the, well, basically the better name. I think it's the classier name, but we're here to talk about Elena tonight because I think I said earlier that when we found out that Laura Croft was coming and we found out that there's going to be, there was like Jaden in the future and all this stuff was coming to Global in the near future. And then we found Elena, and Elena's a Global exclusive. And I had flashbacks, PTSD, if you will, to Dwan when Dwan came out. And I thought, wow, Dwan is a really good character. And it turns out, yeah, even when he came out on the JP side, he was a extremely good character that dominated meta for a while. And now here we have Elena, and boy, is it starting to feel like one of those situations again. Elena, Starlit Elena, sorry, I should be using her appropriate name because if not, she is probably going to kick my ass as well as everyone else's ass, is looking to be one of the strongest characters in the game from early impressions. And I think that only over time we're going to get a better idea of how good she really is. Obviously, Global right now is missing a few things. If I'm correct in my basic memory, I think that Global is still forgetting or still doesn't have the EX for Engelbert yet. And not only that, you're also looking forward to Jaden in the near future, who is another light elemental character that I think is going to be a great pairing with Starlit Elena. And oh wait, I am getting a immediate correction here from my fact checkers that we do have Engelbert EX on GL as well as Fina, and Fina and Engelbert and Jaden have become one of the premier teams on really high level JP guilds because it is just a really good combination of dealing a high amount of damage. So the light element was not to be trifled with what is available. And Jaden was kind of ignored at first, and then later JP players started, I think, figuring out how good he was in combination with other characters. But I really do think that Fina has some competition here. We're looking at a build that one of my members from chat, who, if they shout it out right now, they'll get a special shout out in the stream. This is a build with the friend unit and basically a mage focused party, and we're looking at about 6,000 HP, about 1,500 magic, 8 defense, 10 spirit. We're looking at dexterity, we're looking at high luck, and I've heard there are builds out there that can get even higher luck, and really fast agility. I have to say that Starlit Elena just looks incredible. Now, this build is being done with Bahamut, and I think that the friend build probably has more flexibility than this. I think, given how strong Elena looks, you could probably fit her with a lot of different Espers. I mean, if you are a budget player, you can throw any mage Esper on her, and I think she will do just fine. But if I had to guess, I wouldn't necessarily pick Bahamut, even though he is he's the human killer mage Esper kind of thing, which is unbelievably valuable in a game where everybody's a human kind of thing. I think that Carbuncle might be a equally good, if not slightly better Esper for her, because one of the things that I've noted very early from her kit is that she seems to kind of need a little bit of light defense down or light resistance down on enemies. That's kind of the one thing that's really notably missing from her kit. But yeah, taking a look at if you throw in Carbuncle, which has that ability, I think that this character is an absolute force to be reckoned with. So Wotv Calc, always our source for the data and the numbers. I mean, we're just gonna have to talk about how good her weapon is. Like, it's not just, we're looking at the full package for this character. This weapon, Astria Aurora, which I think I said correct, but if not, okay. I mean, it has 182 magic. It's one of the highest attack magic swords, and it still has 10 evasion, 10 critical, and 12 accuracy. The stats on this thing are really insane. I mean, yeah, JP ended up recently getting a really nice sword for Cecil that reduces AP cost, but this is just like a magic sword user's wet dream kind of thing. It's a fantastic weapon, and it's equipable by a lot of classes. And it still has the passive effects. And I've heard that from global players that it's very easy to build, which is great. It's a fantastic time to actually start playing Global Wotv. If you start playing Global Wotv and you can just roll this character off the immediate and just get the weapon, get the vision card, you're probably pretty set. So there you go. And yeah, so I've heard getting it's a little bit tricky. I'm getting that from some members in chat. We're kind of doing a live recording today. But this weapon is just insane. It is just insane. And it is great for new players, provided you can get it. Taking a look at the vision card for her, which, first of all, artwork A+. Let me just say that really quickly. An AP boost, a magic boost, and an HP boost with magic evasion up for the unit, which works very well with Elena. And then we just have critical and light attack up for Elena as well. And we have party effects that are going to be nice for light elemental characters. So I can't say enough nice praises. This vision card, if you're going in on Elena, you might as well get the full package deal. Get the undercoating. Nah, this isn't undercoating for a car. This is kind of, I want to say, I'm trying to nail this metaphor really quickly. It's like the sword is the wheels. This might be the engine a little bit. So yeah, it's, well, no. Well, Elena's the body. This metaphor is getting confusing, but anyway. Taking a look at her. Goddamn, man. Here, looking at this TMR, really nice stats, more evasion. I've complained for a while that, and I do think I've complained about this, because there just isn't that much good evasion equipment. But here we're looking at Radiant Grace as just a pretty high piece of evasion equipment. It's really good, and it also gives light resistance, dark resistance, and slash attack up. So yeah, TMR, fantastic, great kit, and multiple uses, TP, and it's a big AoE buff for party members. So it's not just boosting her, it's boosting other characters too, which you definitely want. And that dark resistance, pretty good for arena, right? Okay. So, Master ability gives her agility up and magic up. Her stats are just really incredible. Taking a look, though, at her resistances, she does have a few blind spots. Swords, maybe Dwan will be able to put up a pretty good fight here, or other sword users. If you're doing the light build or mono light build, Cloud is still a really good character. Some people knock him because Oberyn's coming in the future, but not every party has Oberyn, so Cloud is still a really strong DPS. So you might still need to protect this girl, even though she has a lot of HP and really good stats. I do think that she does have some weaknesses. The Dark selection character is a really strong fist user that is pretty brawly, so he can put up a fight against her too. So she's not perfect, but woo! Thanks for that. That's amazing. So that's really, really good. Taking a look at her skills, which is kind of the last thing. I mean, she has two really good options for sub-jobs. Rune Knight gives her extra, resistance, and more importantly, a good extra source of slash resistance penetration. She has 40 on this for a single turn, but if you combine that with her support skill, Champion of Astria, that also has another 40. You're getting 80 slash resistant penetration. That's a lot. That is a lot of getting around a specific resistance for a lot of tanks. So there aren't really a ton of tanks that can even necessarily are all the time built for this. So you can probably just ignore it. Great for the offensive side. Not so great for the defensive side. We'll really have to keep an eye on how strong that is. But Rune Knight can also, give her magic boost. It can decrease light resistance. There's an option for her. but it is only a Rune Knight, so kind of have to run this. She has Dark Killer, that's really good. Kododama gives her chances to inflict confusion, 100% hit chances, move and jump up, which kind of pads how weak her movement options can potentially be, even though she has really high speed. And the big thing with Kododama is reducing magic damage. So I think that this character is very good in both physical content that is weak to mages and also against other mages. I think she can do both, especially if she's protected by a really good tank. And her main job, she can reduce her AP consumption, she can up her evasion rate, she can increase her blight attack. There's so much stuff here. She can boost other allies' attack and magic, so she doesn't need to be in a mono magic party and give resistance. If there's one thing I'm going to give her as a big who fucking cares in her kit, and I say that because I've said so many nice things about this character that I'm glad I get to say that there is a major problem in her kit. It's her job level 25 ability. I tempered my resolve. 200% chance to ignore the fatal damage to self. While I'm sure that this will be important now for global, on JP, it's not meant. It's not exciting at all. There are so many characters now that can remove guts, that can get rid of re-raise and everything like that. This is not going to be anything important in the future. It can be really easily countered against. So for this to be her big climax at getting to job level 25, congratulations, you spent a lot of money and resources on this character. It feels like a really flaccid payoff for this kind of thing. You're really not getting much for getting her to job level 25, except for the fact that she's already a fantastic character. So yeah, Elena, just to sum it up, this is another Duan situation where a character has come out that is clearly not imbalanced, or if that's the case, she's supposed to be balanced again. Like she was built for the JP side, which is months ahead, which means that for globalers, this is a really good get now. I really, really think that Starlit Elena is one of the strongest introductions to the game we've ever seen. I think that she will be incredibly long-term value for anyone who wants to get her. And maybe her banners are a little funky and weird. Maybe they changed the pity I've heard on it and everything. But really, this is a hard character to ignore. This is a super hard character. Like, if she was coming out versus Setia on JP side, which if you don't know who Setia is, Fire Archer, I would honestly have a really hard time on JP not passing up on Setia, a character that arguably I haven't seen her kit yet, so but really, this is a hard one to pass up on. She is an amazing character, and I think she's totally worth getting, if not potentially a mandatory get, and I don't say that too often. So yeah, I like the vision card, I like the sword, I like this character, and have fun seeing her globalers for the next X number of months. This is going to be one of those characters that I think you're going to get annoyed about seeing so often. Anyway, that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.